has taken over.
Let's go.
It's Ferrall.
Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money.
It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
It's Ferrall on the bench, coast to coast, in the biggest way possible. Hanging out the bad seat, the burgundy, the bad apple with a bad attitude. We are in New York City. The Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, directing traffic, some kind of fashion jacket. Along with the Tutty and Tater King himself. The founder of the Odyssey podcast, the rights holder of the Sheet of Integrity, to put it with the golf guru, Carver. Hi this afternoon, ladies. Mafia's running it along with Luke. I am your father. The rundown on a Thirsty Thursday, a double shot with Morency this very hour from British Columbia. And then in the second hour, the Las Vegas golfer. Unbelievable. Brady Cannon talking live golf. And then in the coup de grace, the final hour of love, a double shot with Adam Kaplan, our NFL insider. A lot of Brian Daboll today around the show, Carver High. I just wanted to let you know I have 2 tickets pending. 1, the Blue Jays. 2, the Rays. And then tonight I have a ticket riding the Mets and your boy Canning against this team that they can never beat, the Braves, that they finally beat last night when Soto hit 2 home runs. So I bet on those 3 today. I have tickets ongoing and outstanding.
That's good. You got to have a couple tickets here because the majority, pretty much all, of the baseball is in the afternoon today. There is only one game under the lights, and that is the Mets and the Braves later tonight. Happy Thursday here. Let's take a look at what we have going on. First of all, bottom of the 7th in Detroit. 5-0 Tigers lead the A's. Homer earlier in the game for Spencer Torkelson. I believe that Gleyber Torres just hit a 2-run homer as well. So 5-0 Detroit. Bottom 7 there. Top 7 in Cleveland. You mentioned you're on the Jays and Gossman today. 3-0. He's put zeros up so far. We actually had 2 star players leave this game. So Vladdy Guerrero Jr. got hit by a pitch early in the game. He had to leave. Toronto responded by hitting Jose Ramirez. Benches were warned, etc. But Ramirez left the game too. So Ramirez and Vlad both out of this game. 3-0 Toronto. Top of the 7th inning there. They have not started yet in Minnesota with the Mariners and the Twins, and all of the social media weather forecast people say that they don't know when they're going to start because it's just a miserable day in Minneapolis, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better, but it's the only time that the Mariners are in town, so they're waiting it out and trying to see if they can somehow get it in. They are in the bottom of the 3rd in Houston. 1-0 Astros over the Phillies. The Phillies have yet to plate a run in Houston over the last couple of days. They're working on 2 days and 3 innings of not scoring. So the Phillies are going to try to get on.
1-0 and 2-0, and now they're down 1-0 again. So I got burned on that 1-0 game. I bet on them. Danger Suarez I went with, and it didn't work out for me.
No. The Rays have a 2-0 lead over the Royals. That is in the top of the 5th in Kansas City. And the Cubs have a 1-0 lead over the Cardinals. A Michael Busch home run for the Cubbies for them as they have the lead. Now, we do have 2 other games that are going to start really within the next half hour or so. Half hour, 40 minutes. The Dodgers and the Rockies will finish off their series in Colorado. Clayton Kershaw and Austin Gomber coming up here. Minus 290 for the Dodgers, plus 235 for the Rockies, and a 12.5.
Yeah, there's no way I'm betting on the Rockies in anything, ever. And consistently I'm hitting the Dodger games on the run line the last 2 nights. Muncy with a G spot last night, the Grand Slam breakfast. Second one's $1. And I'm going to bet on him again today. Dodgers, Kershaw, run line, Coors beer. It doesn't matter where they play. You know that the Rockies haven't won 2 in a row at home all season long. You know you suck when you can't win 2 in a row in your own stadium.
Yeah, that's never good when you can't do that.
You lose.
The other game, which will start, like I said, about 3:40, 3:45 East, first pitch at Oracle for the Marlins and the Giants. The Marlins have actually gotten it going a little bit here. They're looking for the sweep in San Fran. Jansen Junk
Your
against
boy, the
Hayden
junk
Birdsong.
man.
We love the junk man, Jansen Junk, against Hayden Birdsong. Giants are minus 190, plus 160 for the fish, and a 7.5.
First of all, like, why not, right? Like, but it seems just so obvious that it's the Giants today at minus 188. It's so obvious that I'm going to take the Marlins at a plus 157 for the sweep. And while I'm at it, did you see the track star? I sent you the story of the guy that was racing the hurdles, and his junk came out, and he ran the whole race with his junk out on television, no less. And everyone got a real full-on gander at his junk. It was, like the craziest thing, like an elephant trunk. Your boy had it going on in this race, and I thought it was hilarious.
It was. We do have that story later on at the end portion of our program. So there you go. Afternoon games all over the place. Only one night game tonight. And we will discuss that later at Citi Field between the Braves and the Mets. We also have the opening round of the Rocket Classic in Detroit at the Detroit Golf Club, where the groups that went out in the morning, they went out and they scored. Min-Woo Lee ties the course record, a 9 under 63 for Min-Woo this morning. Andrew Putnam at 8 under. And actually, this Aldrich Potgieter is 8 under through 11.
Is that Poltergeist?
Your boy Poltergeist, who, remember, he blew the Mexico Open a couple months back. He's now got a chance to get things cooking here. I mean, he's 8 under through 11, so gonna maybe course record for him if he can get to 10. Lee Don't Call Me Gil Hodges, Zach Johnson, Hayden Springer.
What
Chris
a horrible leaderboard.
Chris Ventura, Golf Detective.
Robin
Michael
Ventura.
Bjornson, Nico Echevarria. There's Patrick Cantlay at 6 under, who I've got, and a couple
Governor
of other guys.
McGreevy.
Ben Griffin is 5 under through 9. He's in the afternoon wave also, and he's already 5
Bermuda
under.
Ben.
Bermuda Ben is making things happen.
Lawrence Fishburne is in it.
Yes, the Rocket Classic this weekend in Detroit. Everybody's very excited. So that's what's going on live. We'll have our eyes on all of that throughout the entire show. We'll spend a lot of time today. Also, of course, Scotty, on the NBA draft. After round number 1 last night, we still actually have another round tonight, I guess. Yeah, they split it up now, so there's round 2 tonight. But a lot to discuss off of last night.
What a thrill that'll be for everyone, the second round of the NBA draft. And then I got to tell you, he did it. He managed to screw it up again. Your boy Marks and the Nets had 5 first-round picks. They didn't make any trades. They selected 5 players, and I think only one of them anyone's ever heard of. The big 7-footer at Michigan Wolf. That was it. The rest of them, a bunch of foreigners. What do you mean, you people?
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, like, how do we account for that in our handicapping? Like, 2 good pitchers on the mound, but you look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers, because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
You can catch Sports Rage weeknights at 10 Eastern on all of our TV and radio outlets. We get a double shot with Morency every day on Coast to Coast from Vancouver. And I saw the Whitecaps lost, right? Didn't they lose last night?
They did.
And
to San Diego.
San Diego beat
They got a
them.
good team, Scott.
I want to get your reaction to that, and then I want to get your reaction to the NBA draft first round. What stood out to you?
Well, you know what? Just as far as San Diego is concerned, an expansion team, it's their first year in MLS, and they're the best team in the Western Conference right now. They've dethroned the Vancouver Whitecaps as the top team, albeit by a point, and the Whitecaps have a game in hand. But I tell you, Scott, ever since the Whitecaps went to Mexico and got E. coli, that's what it was. Yeah, they got E. coli. Ever since then, bro, it's been rough. And so the Whitecaps, listen, it's no panic. They didn't have 7 starters last night, Scott. In between injuries and this international stuff, the Whitecaps actually have a lot of good players that play internationally. So they got dudes on the U.S. team. The two dudes that the Whitecaps have on Team Canada both got hurt and are out for the year now. Like, this is the type of week it's been for the Whitecaps, Scott. But just bring it up because I know you're a big San Diego guy. I tell you what, that soccer team is freaking good. Like, man, they're explosive. It was a 5-3 game. And just quickly on the soccer, Scott, we got a fun one. A battle of heavyweights going on here right now between Man City and Juventus. Last day of group stage play in the FIFA World Cup. I'm on the draw plus 275. I figured, yeah, you know what? This game's such a toss-up. I know Man City are big favorites, so it's plus 275 for the draw. Juventus get a draw, and they win the group. Man City is going to advance anyways, but if they win the group. The loser, essentially, of this game has to face Real Madrid in the next game in the knockout stage. So I'm like, I'll take the draw, Scott. I'll roll the dice plus 275. Man City scores, bro, like I'm 2 minutes into the game. Like right away, I'm like, oh, God, this is going to be rough. Juventus responds. We got a 1-1 game, like after 5 minutes. There are 7 minutes. They're to the 15th minute right now, but we got a really entertaining game going on right now with Man City.
I don't know. Like, so I
Juventus.
didn't turn it on because I've watched every game, as you know, of this thing, and I got to turn it on. But I got a quad box going right now on Day Baseball, and I got 2 tickets riding.
I like your Dodger love.
I got the Dodgers on as well, but I'm betting on the Jays. I got up 3-0 in the 8th inning, and they got a runner on, and then I got Tampa going 2-0 in the 5th at the K. And the Royals have been stinky fish at home for like literally the whole month. This will be, if they lose this game, it's 9 straight at home and like 13 of 16 at the K. They're just terrible, and the Rays have been so hot. I bet on them. So for me, I guess I got to change the channel and watch this great soccer game and bounce back and forth. I don't know what to do. I'm under a lot of pressure.
Well, I'll tell you what, you know who the Royals play this weekend? The Los Angeles Dodgers.
Oh, God.
So the Dodgers are up next at the K. The road trip continues. I heard you talking about Kershaw and company today. They've beaten Colorado now 9 straight times, going back to last year. And, something's good for Dodger bettors, for future bettors, for win total bettors. They only played Colorado 3 times before this week this year. They still have like another 8 games against Colorado coming up. So, they can just sort of start, notice suddenly everyone was like, oh, look at San Francisco, look at San Diego, the division's close. Not anymore. It's 5.5 now.
Right.
And it'll just exponentially start to grow once the Dodgers start to play the Rockies of the world. We'll see what they can do. Clayton Kershaw, incidentally, today, guys, 8 strikeouts short of 3,000. An incredible accomplishment. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get 8 today. So I think basically it could be like next start. It could be like one of those special moments for Clayton Kershaw.
It is amazing, and they don't use him right like every 5 days. They spot start
every 6,
him, right? Is it
every 6? Yeah, every 6. Well, the Dodgers. They do that with Ohtani. They do it with Yamamoto. It's a Japanese pitcher thing. They don't do 5 days. They do 6 there. So, so the Dodgers rotation is always stunted, Scott, because of the Japanese dudes, to be honest with you. I was calling out for what it is. Like, we got to bite the bullet. It's an extra game all the time. So you'll notice the Dodgers, not to mention every starting pitcher on the Dodgers always gets hurt.
Right.
So
they do the bullpen start in between these games.
Yeah,
but they
exactly.
Win.
So they got the Japanese dudes, and then it's like, well, where's Snell? Looking around. Snell ain't here, bro. Where's Glass now? Well, what a shock. He's hurt again, right? Where's Sasaki, the new kid? Well, he's hurt still, right? So it's basically, all right, Ohtani and Yamamoto, you guys get out there every 6 days.
Isn't Sasaki the town crier? Isn't he the guy that cries?
Yeah, he's the kid that they gave all the money to. He got hurt. Like, it's just been a slow recovery, too. I don't know, Scott, like if it's bad luck or the Dodgers are doing something with their pitching staff, like, because it's not normal, like how their pitchers get hurt like this all the time.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. So what did you think of the, and by the way, I have the soccer game on now. What did you think of the draft?
Well, we were hoping that we were going to hit that Bailey long shot to go 3rd overall to the Sixers. We missed on that one. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty anticlimactic night, Scott, to be honest with you, as far as the draft is concerned. There really wasn't, there's some good players in this draft.
Boring's the word for it. And the boring interviews with
so
the players,
anticlimactic, boring.
Like,
okay, what was the best part of the draft? Harper's mother.
Not watching.
Harper's mother and the dude on the Raptors' girlfriend in the red dress. So you want to be honest with me?
I don't even know what that is. I watched up until...
You didn't make it to the 9th pick.
No, I watched Bailey be miserable that he's going to Salt Lake. That's what I watched. I watched him go 5, and he looked about as excited, as a dog that gets shooed out of the kitchen when you're having dinner. All I know is he's not a happy dude with where he's playing. He didn't want to play anywhere. That's why he fell. And I got to tell you, I said this earlier, the Nets, oh, my God.
That's something.
This guy.
Yes, okay.
I mean,
you got 5 picks, and you came away with nothing. Like, you really
nothing.
Came away with projects. You drafted
and
3 effing point guards. Like, it's like, you're like, oh, yeah, the Nets, they really, that was a bad one.
we are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, like, how do we account for that in our handicapping? Like, two good pitchers on the mound, but you look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers? Because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course than OKC, right?
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So we're talking to Morency. I just want to go through this with you. So at 8, the Nets took Igor Demin, who's a guard at BYU. They say he's the best passer in the draft, but his Jay's broke ass. Well, yeah, no thanks then. Like some guy, he can pass, can't shoot.
It's a shooter's league.
Yeah, whatever. Like, so I don't care if he can pass, to be honest with you. Then at 19, they got this Nolan Traore from France, another guy from Europe. And then at 26, they got Ben Saraf, a guard from Israel. And then they got Danny Wolf, the 7-footer from Michigan. Now, I don't have a problem with the 7-footer, to be honest with you, because I think he can play. I really
He's
do
got
think
offensive
he can
touch,
play.
Scott. You can see he's got the offensive touch. He's going to be able to score. He's not a great defender, but you can get better at that. But you can't teach the touch that he has, Scott, for the size. And he's got a good basketball IQ too. He went to an Ivy League school, then Michigan. Good passer, understands the game well, etc. He's, I like the pick. He's going to be a serviceable NBA player. You can sort of tell, like, I guess their thought process is, let's roll the dice and maybe one of these guys turns into a star. But there's a lot of projects there, Scott. You know what I mean? There's a lot of effing project players there. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get a couple of guys that can help, and you got a bunch of dudes in the same position. And not to mention, too, and I'm not, I don't want to get into the business, and I don't pretend to be a capologist. That stuff bores me, but you can't have this many rookies on a team. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just from a cap perspective.
And
like,
then they got the kid.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
They got the kid from North Carolina, Drake Powell, as well. Here's the thinking. I think, what I've learned is, and I play with some of them a lot, these foreign players, these European players, the feeling behind them is, and not only do I play with them, I know a guy that played in the NBA. I play with 7 teams, played at Seton Hall. Andre Paredes, a scout for the Nets. And, I play ball with him a lot. And here's the deal. He talks about, they groom them differently over there. They train them differently. They're taught the game differently. They play the game better than Americans now in Europe. These players like Wemby, all of them the European style of basketball, and they start them younger, and they play nothing but basketball. There's none of this, playing 5 sports and all this other nonsense. They train them to be basketball players. So I play with this Ukrainian dude. I've told this story on the air. I've never seen anything like it. Like, this guy is 6'4" and climbs 7-footers like he's out, in a jungle climbing a tree. The guy goes up in their face. He dunks. He uses both hands. He's got handle. He's got step back. He's got drive. He breaks people down. He gets to his spot. And we just don't honestly see that with these American players. Most of them are ball hogs, and they just use speed to get to the 10. These other guys have, look at Luka. They have legitimate bag of tricks. They have step backs. They get to their spot. They get space. They can pass. They can shoot. They can rebound. They can go inside against bigs, and it's not a problem for him. I think that was his thinking, that he was going to go after all these foreign players and then get a big 7-footer to boot.
It's hit or miss, right? You look at the Toronto Raptors with Andrea Bargnani going back. You are right, obviously, about the fundamentals of the game, right? They see the game differently. The Europeans, you look at the NCAA coaches, guys. They're all, he's a great coach and he's a great legend. They're not great coaches. They're great winners at winning their games, right? I spoke to someone like Andrew Wiggins, good example. Played at Kansas. Didn't really do much at Kansas. You know what I'm saying? I remember in the NCAA tournament, he scored like six points in a game. And I spoke to a coach, and he told me, he goes, you'll see Wiggins will be really good in the NBA, but Bill Self held him back because Bill Self only cares about winning games, not developing players.
They're talking about trading him down there in Miami, possibly tonight.
Well, he'll be one of those guys that just sort of bounces around the league now, but understanding that the Euro League is different. You're right. Listen, Luka was in the Euro League finals before he was in the NBA, right? Victor Wembanyama was playing against men in the French league as like a 17-year-old instead of playing in NCAA action. So I agree with you. Listen, Senge, the only thing is, he got drafted. He went right after. Senge ends up going to the Bulls. But some of them, Scott, lack the balls to play in the NBA. Some of them do, some of them don't.
All right, great stuff, Morency. Have a good one.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple of days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, how do we account for that in our handicapping? 2 good pitchers on the mound, but you look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers, because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back, because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and safe, right?
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So is that going to hit the Spew News desk? Is it going to pass mustard? Are we going to have a report now on this story that's coming across Carver High, or will it wait?
No, I don't think we need to wait for this one. So the NFL, they love to do this in the middle of the summer. Suspension, of course, Justin Tucker. We know about all the problems that he has coming his way in the legal aspect. The Ravens have already gotten rid of him. He doesn't have a new team, but when he does find one, he's suspended for the first 10 weeks of the 2025 NFL regular season. Suspended without pay, NFL's personal conduct policy. It will take effect on roster cutdown day, August 26th. He'll be eligible for reinstatement on November the 11th. As with any free agent, Tucker may serve a suspension while not being under contract with the club. So that means no one's going to sign him till November, is what that pretty much means, I would think. I guess you could sign him and have him in camp, and then he just disappears for 3 months. But 10 games for Justin Tucker.
Well, now we know that he got his freak on, and frankly, they've surmised that he did it. And not only that, I think that the Ravens gave up on him long before this news came around, right? They're just like, see you later. That bottom line, it all points to that he did it. Like he's the same as this quarterback of the Browns, Watson, who got his swerve on as well. And I don't know how many women sued him, but this guy wasn't Tucker doing the same thing? I mean, going to the R&T,
similar,
going down to get a back massage and a little more.
There were some similarities between the two incidents. Obviously, Watson reached up into the 20s, I guess, or maybe 30, however high Watson's got. Although Tucker started racking him up too. Once the story came out, more got thrown on top of that.
14?
So, I think so. He was. I don't know if it's exactly that.
Someone will pick him up. Do you think someone will pick him up for the December and January?
Well,
or do you think
remember,
they'll stay away from that?
There's two things to remember. Number one, he was, even before all this came out, he was losing it a little bit last year, right? He was not as automatic as he used to be. This was really, this past season, the first bad year that he had with the Ravens. He was so money all before that. And remember this second part too. There's not a lot of good kickers in the NFL. There's just not. Some of these teams, they change kickers like every 2 weeks. So I highly doubt that this is the last you'll see. I think somebody will. In fact, now that I think about it a little bit more, I bet somebody would sign him before his suspension, and just that way they have him when he comes back and he's under there. Because kicking's hard to find.
I was at the Steelers game against the Ravens, and I think they beat them 18-16 or something at Pittsburgh. I was at that game last year, and he missed 2 field goals, and they weren't long field goals. They were like, 30 to 40 yards out, and he missed 2 of them. I never once saw that guy miss 2 field goals in a game in his entire career. And I was at a game that he actually missed 2, and we were sitting there, and I was in, my seats are right there in the end zone by the upright. I'm literally right to the left of the upright, and if you were on the field kicking, I'd be right to the right of it. And this guy missed them going both ways. He missed one to the right, and he missed one to the left. And we were sitting down there, it blew our minds. We were like, because, first of all, we know everything about the Ravens in Pittsburgh. We hate them. And we know that guy doesn't miss field goals. And to see him miss 2 in one game and actually be there for it, I was like, something's wrong with him. He's not the same kicker. Maybe it was, sometimes when you go down to the R&T, when you're distracted down there and, you're lying, you know what I mean? There's no way he's telling his wife where he's going for 4 hours every afternoon. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, meanwhile, he's a multi-millionaire. He can do it all day, every day. Go down there and get his swerve on. All I know is I think it affected his season, his game, his leg, his concentration and focus. I never seen that guy miss so many field goals in a season ever, and that's why people think he's toast.
He's definitely losing. He's not as automatic as he was. He's losing some steam, but somebody will take another crack with him. He's not going to be exiled or done kicking in the NFL. He's got his suspension now. Teams know what it's going to be. They know you're going to be with him for the first 10 weeks. There's teams with bad enough kicking that they will give him a chance.
I don't know. He's
1,000%.
Sketchy Jones. You're probably right, but I think he's Sketchy Jones. I think people are going to be turned off by just even hearing his name. They'll have problems. PR for those teams. They're going to have to deal with crazy women saying that he's a pervert and everything else. I mean, he's going to get it all.
It's unfortunate, but in today's day and age, they're all used to dealing with problems. It sucks, but it's true. Like, all these teams should now be used to dealing with somebody who gets in some kind of trouble.
It's not the same as opening up the trunk of a guy's car and he's got 50 sawed-off shotgun in the back of the car.
They're all different problems, but they end up having plenty of them, that's for sure. Let me give you a little update on a few things that are happening here in some other spots with the baseball. First, Tigers are over now, 8-0. That is a final. That one's gone through. Top of the ninth, the Jays are up 3-0, and they have the sacks full here. It was one out in the top of the ninth, so they're trying to add on before closing out the Guardians in the bottom half. They are still waiting in Minneapolis at Target. They still haven't started. They've gone they're at about 2 hours and 40 minutes at this point of a rain delay. We'll see how much longer they're going to go. Still 1-0 Astros. Wow, how about that?
I think it was a Kirk single to left, and I mean everybody was scoring, and a throwing error by Quan. 6-0
that allowed
Jays.
the third
I'm
run to
cashing
score.
tickets in Cleveland today, Carver High, and the Rays are up 4-zip. Let's go.
The Rays got homers from Brandon Lau and Junior Caminero to extend that lead to 4-0 in Kansas City. The Cubs have a 2-0 lead now over the Cardinals. And the Rockies struck first. A Brenton Doyle home run as they lead the Dodgers 1-0 as well.
Dodgers
Marlins
have
and
runners
Giants.
on.
Yes, Marlins and Giants, they are just about ready to get underway out at Oracle for the last game of the afternoon. All right, we will start to get into the NBA draft now. I'll really dive into things after the break, play you some of the guys from last night. I will at least give you the big board first of everybody on there. Look at that. The first round and all the names that are up there. I know, it's a lot. And you and Gabe kind of talked about this, like a lot of European players, a lot of guys that you maybe, if you're not really following this stuff too close, you haven't heard of before. But look, the Nets took all 5 picks. We'll talk about that. Interesting first round. What stuck out to you the most here? Obviously, outside of, we knew that where Flagg and Harper were going to go.
Well, I guess one thing that stuck out, is Derek Queen. He ended up getting a pick by the Hawks, and then they traded him to prison down in New Orleans. As I refer to the Pelicans situation as prison, everyone that goes there is miserable except when they go to the Acme Oyster Bar or Mr. B's to dinner. The other one was this guy, Yang Hansen from China, the 7'1" center. And then he's picked by Memphis, traded to the Blazers. I am telling you that dude can flat out play. He's got incredible footwork. He's got all the moves in his bag, and he can pass. They call him the Chinese Joker.
We are seeing unbelievable temperature surges over the past couple days. So I wanted to ask you this question to let the people know, how do we account for that in our handicapping? 2 good pitchers on the mound, but You look at a place like Wrigley Field, let's just say, 20-mile-an-hour winds blowing out, 90-plus degree temperatures. Is it almost like you say to yourself, you just have to fade the environment and not worry about the pitchers because if we're hitting fly balls, they're going yard?
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Their team total is 19.5 wins. I told you to go under, and it's by far the best bet I have recommended on this network in 4 years. They can't get out of their own way. And now Sloot is out for the year. Let's hope Sloot gets back because I respect the hell out of Sloot, and I want her to go out on her own terms. Hopefully we'll have her back for the 26th season.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that rim. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 18.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
All right, we're talking about the NBA draft. Great coverage last night on SportsGrid. The guys did a phenomenal job. Of course, Coach and Ben and Tom and Kevin covering the first round of the NBA draft at the Barclays and no sleep till. So tonight, round 2, but we're still talking about what happened last night with all the first rounders.
Yeah, we certainly are. And yes, there is a round 2 coming later tonight. Cooper Flagg, as expected, was the number 1 overall pick to the Dallas Mavericks. Of course, the Mavericks winning the draft lottery and moving to the top of the pile. One thing Flagg is definitely going to have to worry on. I know that all matters is his game, but he got work on talking to the media. He is as stiff as a board. He gives you basically a bunch of one-word answers, but he did get excited when he was asked about being the face of Maine basketball, Scotty, which has such a large history.
It means a lot to me, to have the support of the whole state. And, I know how many people showed up today and supported me at some of the draft parties back home. So, it feels amazing knowing I can inspire younger kids. I was in their shoes really not that long ago. So just to know I can give those kids those feelings and have the whole state behind me, it means a lot.
Means a lot.
Very exciting. I actually got a kick out of seeing all the people in Maine partying for their boy. He's a hell of a basketball player. I've loved his game like I think everyone else. When you watch him play, he's just scintillating. I think he's a complete basketball player. He does everything well. He's amazing. And he was amazing in high school. He was amazing, at a national level. He was playing big-time high school basketball, and he was like 15 and 16 years old. It was no joke. And then he ends up at Duke, and the minute he went to Duke, we said that he would, go win a national championship in his year at Duke, and he went to the Final Four and fell short. But he was amazing at Duke, without a doubt. And I think he'll be amazing in the NBA. I just think he's a unique, special talent with all the skills in the world, and he's so long. His arms scrape the sidewalk. He's a leaper. He's a dunker. He's a finisher. He can shoot. He's got moves. He's got footwork. He's got hands. He's got great instincts. There's just no denying that he's the best player, hands down. In fact, literally no one else is even close to him. That's how I think the draft was weak. I really do. At the end of the day, like, Derek Queen was one of the most exciting players in college basketball. Was he not at Maryland? Was he not one of the most exciting players in the country? They treated him like a bag of garbage. Like, he didn't even matter in this draft. Like, he doesn't even matter. I don't care what anybody says. When you go that low, you don't matter. I don't care if it's in the first round. These guys like Dylan Harper, I think, obviously, I know Dylan, and I know how hard he works, and he deserves it. There's no denying he's a special talent. But in my view, he's nowhere near Cooper Flagg, not even in the same stratosphere. So I think he's going to fit beautifully in San Antonio with all that young talent they have. They're studs, and I think they'll be really good. But without Popovich, I'm not buying that coach that they gave that job to and that they're just going to go win a title. I think Wemby's going to win all kinds of Defensive Player of the Year awards and league MVPs in short order very soon. And then I still think Cooper Flagg's better off in Dallas with the team that he's going to be playing with than I believe in that Spurs team finishing anything like, deep playoff runs or otherwise.
No doubt. Of course, he goes to Dallas where general manager Nico Harrison really was like the most hated guy in town after trading Luka Doncic. He probably still is.
He is.
But is there any – well, yeah, he is. He was asked last night if he thinks maybe the fans will give him a little bit of a break going forward now that they've got Cooper Flagg. Not that he had anything to do with that. It was all
He
luck,
didn't have anything to do with it.
ping pong balls. But he does hope that maybe they'll be a little bit easier on him going forward.
How much do you see the addition of Cooper Flagg to the organization helping try to get that goodwill back with the Dallas Mavericks fans?
Yeah, I think it's been great. I mean, I've seen the fans react to that since the number one pick, and it feels like they're feeling really good and optimistic about the future.
Nico, piggybacking off that, are you hopeful, optimistic that by drafting Cooper, some of the anger that had been directed at you personally will subside now?
I'm hoping so. I'm assuming so a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, listen. So they hate this guy. I don't think they'll ever forget that he traded Luka Doncic. Imagine if Luka Doncic was playing with Cooper Flagg, and I'll tell you what. He'll never live it down, but he didn't have anything to do with getting Cooper Flagg, but he's got him now. And really, at the end of the day, it's about winning basketball games. I don't care, really. I got to be honest, who's in the front office bores me. I don't what do I care about Brad Stevens, what he's doing upstairs in the Celtics office, or I watched this clown Marks in New York running the Nets into the ground for the last 10 years. I mean, it's amazing to me, what some of the front office morons have done to these teams and these GMs, what they've done to these teams and how they see things. It really is unbelievable to me. I think it's about, putting pieces together that fit, that are players, ballers, that have a job to do, that have a role, and knowing what they do. Look at this Thunder team. They're all young, and they all know what they're doing and what their job is. It's no different, in my view, than Belichick, the way he ran the Patriots. Everyone has a job. Do your job. Shut up. And then we get all this fancy other stuff going on, when Aduka was with the Celtics, he's sleeping with everybody in the front office, trying to hit on chicks and everything. I don't care what happens in these front offices. You think I care about that Red Sox Breslow guy, what he did to ruin that team? I'm glad he did it. All I care about with who I have on this basketball team is who's good and who's going to win.
I can't even believe I'm saying pitcher's battle and using the words Patrick Corbin. But can I tell you, Scott, he's a different guy. He's a totally different guy with the Rangers than we've seen.
I say this all the time. Don't worry about the first 5 innings. Like, don't even watch the first 5 innings in Texas Ranger games. Because for whatever reason, there's a ton of runs scored in the first 5, and then it just stops. It just stops.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
No way that I'm betting on the Cleveland Cavaliers for any reason whatsoever.
No.
Ever. Like, when they had LeBron James, it was a different story. I think Spider's great. He's no LeBron. I don't see him carrying them to a title. And I don't believe in the Knicks at all. The Knicks never get it done.
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, Carver High, let's hear from some of these top draft picks that were selected.
Yeah, of course, Dylan Harper went number 2 to the San Antonio Spurs as expected. Of course, he is now the highest draft pick in the illustrious history of Rutgers basketball. Here is Harper.
Hey, Dylan, what does it mean to be the highest pick in Rutgers history?
Dang. I mean, it's definitely exciting, grateful, and just, I think me and my fellow Ace Bailey, I think we took a chance on Rutgers. I think me and him could have got probably the best experience we could have got out of it, just from the standpoint of just the highs and lows and just the great people taking care of us. And I feel like the Spurs is definitely just like that, with this different level, next level, just great people around and great organization. So, I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, I don't believe that for 1 minute. All they did was lose at Rutgers. I thought Peichel did a terrible job with these two. I don't understand how you can have 2 lottery picks and you can't win any games. I mean, they couldn't even get in the Big Ten tournament. I mean, that was the worst job of coaching I've ever seen from Peichel. And you got to be kidding me. You got these 2 guys, they should be scoring 30-plus a night every single game. And they got nobody else around them. I mean, they were pathetic. And he's talking about how great it was. Great what? Losing? They did nothing in Piscataway. Honestly, they're lottery picks because of their talent and because of their future. They see, stars in both of them, NBA executives. But I thought they were a disaster together at Rutgers. Who are you kidding? I mean, it was unbelievable. They lost every night. I mean, they were awful. Let's stop with the Rutgers nonsense. Those 2 made Rutgers the worst they've ever been in basketball. I mean, it's true. Who can argue that they did anything but lose? I mean, it was unbelievable. They sucked.
Awful. Here's one thing for Harper. He's going to make $56 million on his rookie contract.
Hey, now.
His dad, Ron, made $35 million his entire career. And his son will make 56 on just his rookie deal. He's going to get 56 million.
Well, times are changing, right? Like this guy, his dad played 30 years ago. So, here he is, and this is what they make now. it's funny to me when you see these guys complain about what they're getting paid now. This is what happens. Every year it goes up in sports. So if you're born now and you're an athlete and in 18 years you're going to the NBA, that player will make double Dylan Harper's money. At least double what he's making. So he's making $56 million something. The kid 18 years from now is going to be, his rookie deal will be $100 million. I mean, that's exactly what happens in every single sport. I guess the only sport that rips off the players, let's face facts, is the NHL. I mean, if a guy makes $12 million in the NHL, he's the biggest superstar in the league on the team, right? And baseball players hit 200 and make $12 million a month.
Yeah, look, and they're going to, in this new CBA, take another year off the max that you can get in the NHL. They're going to bring the year down even more, even less money that they can make on a deal.
Meanwhile, they want them to play more games.
Yeah, we'll get to that later with another idea that just where they come up with.
Another bad idea.
Who's sitting around these boardrooms?
Let's give Atlanta a team and have more games that don't matter.
Who's Gary got talking to him up there on Park Avenue when he's going through these ideas? You got to be joking me here. By the way, 3-run homer for Kyle Stowers in the first inning for the Marlins. They jump out to a 3-0 lead on the Giants.
What did I get him at? Plus 150.
Right out of the gate for the Fish getting involved here. And for the first time, Kansas City is trying to make some noise. It's still 4-0, but they do have 2 on and 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Simmer down. Let's simmer down there.
Simmer down. 1-1 now, Dodgers in Colorado. And the Astros still up 1-0 as they go to the bottom of the 7th. The Phillies still haven't scored a run this entire series in Houston. And they only got 2 more innings left to do it. The 8th and the 9th. That'll be it for them. We'll do more on the draft in a little bit. After I talk to Brady about Liv's in Dallas tomorrow, Scotty. We got Liv in Dallas. Las Vegas golfer will be here.
The Las Vegas golfers coming on to talk a little Liv. Tyler. Shake it.
I can't even believe I'm saying pitcher's battle and using the words Patrick Corbin. But can I tell you, Scott, he's a different guy. He's a totally different guy with the Rangers than we've seen.
I say this all the time. Don't worry about the first 5 innings. Don't even watch the first 5 innings in Texas Ranger games. Because for whatever reason, there's a ton of runs scored in the first 5, and then it just stops. It just stops.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
No way that I'm betting on the Cleveland Cavaliers for any reason whatsoever.
No.
Ever. Like, when they had LeBron James, it was a different story. I think Spider's great. He's no LeBron. I don't see him carrying them to a title. And I don't believe in the Knicks at all. The Knicks never get it done.
Ferrall Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Kevin Durant, at the age of 36 years old, after 17 seasons that he has played in the NBA DRS, is now on his way to H-Town.
I don't think it's a great move. I wanted him to go to a ready-made championship team full of a veteran roster and see if he can ring chase that way. Not to go to an organization on the come-up that if you just stay the course, and also, what better blueprint do we have than just staying the course and okay, safe, right?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.